fans will flock to Old Trafford en masse for the 191st Manchester derby on Sunday afternoon, as Manchester United butt heads with noisy neighbours Manchester City. Both teams enter the highly anticipated battle on the back of Champions League victories, as the Red Devils sunk Copenhagen 1-0, while the reigning European champions overcame BSC Young Boys 3-1. In Man United's first home fixture since the death of the legendary Sir Bobby Charlton, Red Devils and Copenhagen fans stood as one during a moving pre-game tribute to the 1966 World Cup winner, whose passing and legacy will also be marked by moments of remembrance across the country this weekend. Erik ten Hag's men needed to rely on a Diogo Dalot stunner to see off Sheffield United in their most recent Premier League game before the visit of the Danish champions. And owing to a similarly toothless attacking display, members of the rearguard were required to save the day again. Harry Maguire's second-half header and a stoppage-time penalty saved from the under-fire Andre Onana saw Man United make it third time lucky in the top tier of European football, and Ten Hag's side have now strung together a three-game winning sequence for the first time in the 2023-24 campaign. Although not one of those victories has been convincing by any stretch. Nevertheless, by holding off the threat of Sheffield United and Brentford in their last two Premier League contests, Man United have surged up to 8th in the Premier League table with 15 points to their name, although a 5-point gap still separates them from Liverpool in the final Champions League position. Only Southampton and Crystal Palace have prevented Man United from scoring in a Premier League home fixture since the start of the 2022-23 season. But the hitherto stingy Red Devils defense remain without a top-flight clean sheet at Old Trafford this term, music to the ears of Erling Haaland and co. Ending a European goal drought stretching all the way back to April, Haaland quickly rediscovered his Golden Champions League touch when Man City continued the defense of their crown against Young Boys, who held out for the first 45 minutes before Manuel Akanji bundled home early in the second half. Switzerland international Akanji's goal on home soil was quickly wiped out by a stunning lobbed effort from Meshak Aliyah. But Haaland proceeded to snap a 5-game run without a Champions League goal from the penalty spot, before completing his brace with a quintessential arrowed finish into the top corner, remaining unblemished in European football this season. Pep Guardiola's treble winners also avoided an unfathomable third successive Premier League defeat last weekend, edging out Brighton and Amp Hove Albion by 2-1 to remain on the coattails of leaders Tottenham Hotspur, who could temporarily go 5 points clear with victory over Crystal Palace on Friday night. The statistics do not weigh heavily in the visitors' favor, though, as Man City have now gone 6 games without keeping a clean sheet in all tournaments, and are now at risk of losing 3 consecutive Premier League matches for the first time in the Guardiola era. Not since the Manuel Pellegrini days of 2016 have they endured such a barren run in the top flight. An unwanted record for the Catalonian coach is not beyond the realm of possibility, as Man United came up trumps too, won in this fixture back in January, but Man City quickly completed their revenge mission in the FA Cup final, en route to joining their bitter adversaries in English football's exclusive treble club. The Man United infirmary is slowly but surely emptying, although Ten Hag still has a handful of long-term absentees unavailable, including Lisandro Martinez, foot, Luke Shaw, muscle, Amad Diallo, knee, and Terrell Malacia, knee, while Jadon Sancho's exile does not appear to be ending anytime soon. However, there is quiet optimism that Casemiro will be able to return to the engine room as he battles back from the knock he sustained on Brazil duty, while Aaron Wan-Bissaka is also on the verge of a return from a thigh problem, but will surely only make the bench at best. While most of the starters from Tuesday evening should be rewarded here, Sofiane Amrabat only lasted 45 minutes before being sacrificed for Christian Eriksen, who has made his case to partner Casemiro or Scott McTominay from the first whistle in the derby. On the back of returning to Swiss soil with a goal, Man City defender Akanji will now be brought crashing back down to earth, as the ex-Borussia Dortmund man was sent off for 2 bookable offenses against Brighton, and will therefore sit out the derby through suspension. However, aside from the banned centre-back, whose absence should be covered by the returning John Stones, Kevin De Bruyne is the only other name on the champions' absentee list, as the hamstring victim helplessly watches on from the sidelines once again. As well as Stones' expected comeback, the likes of Josko Gvardiol, Kyle Walker, Bernardo Silva, and Phil Foden are also in line for returns to the Citizens d'Autun, as is Argentinian hotshot Alvarez, who saw an 8th strike of the season ruled out at Stadion Wankdorf.